All right, no music on this one. Just going to roll right on into the intro. Wanted to bring you guys up today. I told you we'd be watching the weather this evening. And New Orleans, Louisiana, you just went under a tornado warning. That's why we're on here. Want to get on here real quick. Large population center potentially being impacted by a tornadic storm. So here's New Orleans proper. Here's the French Quarter, and it looks like just right now on the southeastern side of New Orleans, near Gretna and Terrytown. We've got a pretty significant rotation that has developed this whole area underneath the tornado warning now. So let's get that warning information out to you. Tornado warning has been issued for northwestern St. Bernard Parish in southeastern Louisiana. Also, Orleans Parish, north central Jefferson Parish, and northwestern, is it Plaquemines Parish? Also in southern Louisiana. The Weather Service says that that a tornado has been observed. Confirmed tornado was located near Lacombe, or 11 miles southeast of Covington, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. That was at 8:15. So reports of big branch trees blowing in circles, power is out in Blackwell Drive. So report that there was a touchdown. We don't know for sure if it's on the ground now, but let's take a look at the radar imagery. You're looking at level 2 data. And I thank you guys for being on again today. It's been a busy day. Obviously, we were on for about an hour and a half earlier. We decided to cut when the storms looked less severe, but now they're ramping back up, so we want to hop back on here. And I'm going to check in with you guys in a moment, but let's get this, see if we've got a correlation coefficient. We've got a pretty good, what I would consider TVS, tornadic vortex signature, located right here, right there where you're seeing both the brighter pops of red and pink, also with the brighter greens, moving right towards the neighborhood of Arabi. Arabi, you're in line. Let's see if this thing is on the ground. I'm going to put a quick marker on it. There it is, and I do believe it's on the ground. I believe that we are seeing a TDS, or a tornadic debris signature, right now on this. So let me circle that for you. Okay, so right underneath where we have some of that better rotation, that's where we're seeing that. That goes right about here. And my whiteboard is not currently working for me, so you just have to take my word for it. So that's going to be just to the, oh, there it is, north of Gretna. And it's being, it's not playing nicely right now. But we do want to watch this storm. We're going to take it very seriously. Moving right through the east side of Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, excuse me. There it is. Possibly, it appears to be on the ground. So if it's on the ground, it's doing damage. It's in a very populated area. So the Weather Service did a good job of getting information out on this and out quickly. So I want to thank them. Come back over here to my whiteboard, see if we can't fix that crazy little thing. So we're going to move on to level, we're going to go on over to our WSV3 real quick, then back over to this product here. And we're going to need to reset. Looks like you can see the whole thing in motion here. And, oh, there it is. And so the whole thing is in motion. New Orleans, on kind of on the southern extent of where the severe parameters were setting up. We mentioned earlier, right before Rich Lupian and I got off, that that's the area that we're most concerned with because that's where the instability is. And so with that, going back over to level 2, taking a look at that, it looks like a TDS, a pretty clear TDS to me. Tornadic debris signature moving right through parts of eastern New Orleans, Louisiana. On the left is the actual reflectivity. I'm going to turn that over to SRV, or storm relative velocity. There it is, a very bright pop. So New Orleans getting hit right now. I'm going to get this out on Twitter, let them know that they can find this feed here. If you're receiving this, please share this feed. You just don't know when you're going to find somebody that gets in line with this, somebody that may be unaware, that may be in the New Orleans area. You could actually help to save a life. All right, so this is flying out as fast as I can type. And again, I appreciate your all's help to get the word out that we're on here. Tornado on the ground in New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, and that is out. I'm going to share this over with a couple of my other pages. We want to get right back to live tracking right now. This storm is moving pretty quickly. Right now it's moving off to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. So on that path, and you can see that very bright pop there, very close to the town of Arabi. I believe that's the name, Arabi. Let me know. Tornado on the ground has been confirmed by both radar and also spotters. This is New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, Louisiana. And there's several other warnings, and I'll just mention them, but we're going to come right back to New Orleans. We've got 2 warnings in southwestern Alabama, and then you've got a warning south of New Orleans associated with the same storm. They'll let that go. And then there's a warning to the north, make that 2. We'll investigate, but not a very populated area. So I'm really going to concentrate my efforts here for New Orleans. And again, we had that TDS signature. That was very evident on the radar. We'll go back over to reflectivity on the left. We'll go back over to storm relative velocity on the right. Still seeing a lot of rotation here. And it looks like it was tighter just a moment ago. So let me go back a frame or two. So this is live now. We're going to go back there, right on top of Arabi. It looked like it really tightened up again, so we know it was on the ground there. Going back, it looks like it's on the ground here. Near Terrytown, it looks like it was coming out of the sky. Okay, so it's a quick hitter. But it's really kind of working in its own environment. So this storm it could maintain for a while. What I want to do is I want to go back over to correlation coefficient. I want to see if there's evidence this thing has remained on the ground. And so what I'll have to do is I'm going to have to go to the latest image here on the left. That's going to be storm relative velocity. Latest image shows that good pop. I'm going to mark it. And let's let my eyes fix on, looks like we got a brand new image in. Let me mark this. Okay, and we still have what appears to be a TDS or a tornadic debris signature. It is live. So we want to treat this as carefully as we possibly can. So I don't have all of the locations on east side of New Orleans in front of me. So let me get more locations. And I'll be able to pass those along to you in real time. Thank you for being on. Thank you for sharing the fact that we're on here right now. Again, live tornado coverage with a tornado in progress in the greater New Orleans area, which could potentially be very devastating with just that many people. I think there's about 500,000 people that live in the New Orleans metropolitan area. That storm moving pretty rapidly. We'll quickly go on over to our WSV3 radar to kind of give you a larger sense of what's happening. That's with those warnings that are now in place. And then you can see we got the warnings there flashing on both sides of New Orleans, one to the south, one to the east side. And then also there's the tornado warning to the north, which we'll get more specific information for you there, but that's north of Lake Pontchartrain. Broader picture showing large shield of heavy-duty thunderstorms over much of Dixie, moving into the Tennessee River Valley and parts of the Ohio River Valley. But really the focus for the severe is across the Deep South tonight. So southern Mississippi, far southern eastern Louisiana near New Orleans, and into southwestern portions of Alabama. So that's what we're dealing with right now. I appreciate you guys helping us to get the word out that we're on here, trying to get people to go into their safe place. You want to take shelter, again, anywhere on the east side, northeast side of Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. Time is of the essence, so I'm getting up more locations in front of me now to see where this thing is moving to. So after Arabi, it's going to move into East Orleans. Tornado warning is in effect You want to take cover now. Move into a basement or an interior room. You want to be on the lowest floor of your home. There's not a lot of basements down there, by the way. In that part of Louisiana, it's below sea level, so not a lot of basements to go to. So get in the middle of your home. Put as many walls between you and that potential danger as possible. Again, we have a TDS, which is a tornadic debris signature, tells me that this thing is on the ground, and it's on the ground now. So it looks like it's been on the ground for a little while. We're getting new information coming in now from the National Weather Service, and let's see what they have to say. Person observed tornado near Timberland on the West Bank. Debris was flying. Debris was flying. So we should have some images in here shortly of what's happening. And again, we appreciate you guys getting the word out that we're on. We are sharing this, and we're sharing it live. I'm going to get this over to my main Facebook page as well. Just trying to grab as much attention as possible as this thing is moving through, again, a very populated area. You know, you can play it loose and easy when there's not a lot of people involved, but the moment that we have a lot of people involved, you gotta get right on it. You got to get right on it. So this is when we jump into action as quickly as we can. And let me get to the latest what the Weather Service is saying. Out of New Orleans, Louisiana, the tornado warning does continue for St. Tammany, Washington, Louisiana, and Pearl, Mississippi. That goes until 8:30. We'll look at that in a moment. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles southeast of Bush. Okay, so that's the warning that's to the north. Tornado observed. This is in New Orleans. And again, if you guys don't mind to share, get the information out, let people know that we're on here. Could potentially help save a life. And that's what we do. That's at least what we're trying to do. So we should have more people populating our Weather Live media page. Let me put back our radar back into motion. And again, right now it's the east side and now northeast side of Louisiana. Make that New Orleans, NOLA. New Orleans, Louisiana. Again, very, very populated area, so we don't want to miss that at all. Okay, and okay, so I'm getting to a point now where I can get this out, making sure we've got more people that are watching. And that's over on my main Facebook. Thank you, by the way, for the share. Thank you. Let's get right back into live tracking. Tornadoes hitting the deep south tonight. This storm is rapidly moving off to the northwest at 45 miles per hour. If you're in the French Quarter, you're fine now. If you're in the French Quarter of New Orleans, the storm has moved past. We should be getting reports, again, out of New Orleans, seeing what the damage is. Let's see, and I might be able to get you another image, and I can. Good. Okay, this is Google's actually got a new little feature. I want to share this now to really give you a better idea of where this is. So they've got a new feature. It'll show you where the tornado warning was. So this is it. It's moving right through the east side, but you can see areas involved. Little Woods, East Orleans, Camelot. It's already through Arabi, so we're really looking up here, moving towards the Bayou Sauvage National Wildlife. I don't know if it holds together, it's going to arrive on the other side, and that's Slidell. That's Slidell, Louisiana, which is not a small town. So I want to give you guys a little heads up. This thing is on a track to head right across east sections of Lake Pontchartrain. It will arrive Eden Isle, White Kitchen, Slidell. Again, I know that's a pretty populated area, maybe Pearlington. So all this moving in that direction is a separate tornado warning to the north, which we'll look at here in a few minutes. But we just wanted to get this information up and out to you guys as quickly as we possibly could. And we're going to be checking back in with the National Weather Service here in a moment, just to make sure that we're not missing any information here. And all right, so Weather Service says that they're saying a wedge is visible east of Bola. East of Bola, they're saying a wedge. This is coming from media. NOLA. Okay, yes. He says it's a wedge. So this would be a no doubter. We're going to go back over to our primary level 2 radar in a moment. I wanted you all to see kind of the broader view where the severe weather is taking place right now. You've got the 2 warned cells, one east side of New Orleans, the other one making its way north of Lake Pontchartrain into far southern portions of Mississippi, along the Mississippi Panhandle. There are additional warnings east. We'll investigate, but again, I want to keep your eye on the prize. More people here in this area, so that's going to be our concern. Going to go back over to level 2. I want to check in with anybody that's on. If you've got friends, family down in that area, please help to get the word out that, again, this is kind of a quick hitter down here. New Orleans was kind of on the edge of the risk area, so they may not be aware of the danger, or maybe they were not aware of the danger. All this moving towards the northeast very rapidly. You can see Slidell now on the map, and let's do a check to see if we still have that ugly looking TDS or tornadic debris signature. Okay, well, I'm happy to say the velocity does not look as angry at this point. We'll put a quick marker on it, and let's go on over to CC. Still arguably some debris possible in the air, so it's not as clear cut as what we have seen. Maybe a bit of a weakening trend, but if you couple what we've already seen with the reports now coming in from the National Weather Service, from their media partners of a wedge tornado on the ground in a very metropolitan area. I hate to see what's gonna come out of this, but I'm gonna go over to my Twitter feed where I've already been watching stuff from earlier in the day. We'll see if we can't get New Orleans on the map. That should start to trend on Twitter really fast. And we'll get the latest up and see if we get any images out of New Orleans in the meantime. Continue to share this if you don't mind, and hopefully anybody downwind of the storm will catch wind of that. How's that for an analogy? Okay, so on my Twitter feed, we've got New Orleans in right now. There it is, folks. Okay, all right, there was a sizable tornado. I'm going to share this image with you now. Oh boy, don't like to see this. All right, but here you go. This is what just occurred. And yeah, that's a no doubter. That appears to be a multi-vortex tornado. You see that little satellite vortex on the right side? That's a multi-vortex. That's a strong tornado. I hate to say that, but that is a strong tornado. This is coming in from Jay Gale. Let me retweet this. And we got more images that are coming in as we speak, happening so quickly. Okay, so that's why we're on here, and we'll look at more images here. I just want to see if there's anything else that's of immediate danger. There's another storm to the north that they have tornado warnings on. The one for New Orleans, again, it's weakened enough. I'm going to begin to look a little further around and see what else we have going on. This looks like we got a bad batch of data there on the reflectivity, or the velocity, excuse me. Let's go over to Echo Tops. Big storm. Echo Tops over 50,000 feet. That's near Poplarville. No wonder they have a warning on that one as well. We'll take a look at the velocity again once it becomes available again. Looks like velocity data just went bad. Not sure why. So we'll continue to watch the other parameters. See if there's any signs of TDS. There is a sign of a TDS because I'm seeing a hook here. That lines up with potentially a TDS. I can show you that now. This is the storm just north of Lake Pontchartrain. Not the same storm that was over top or on top of New Orleans. Obviously, that one did damage. Really sad. We continue to watch new images coming in. I'll share those with you in real time. but I wanted to share with you a second storm. It's north of Lake Pontchartrain, north of Slidell. This is moving towards McNeil. Is it Carrier? Some French name, it looks like. And then Poplarville. That's the other one. But it looks like we do have the placement. The placement does look suspect. Placement looks like it's probably a TDS. So that's probably a confirmed tornado on the ground. Let's see if the Weather Service is confirming that. Okay. Right. They're talking about the New Orleans observed tornado damage threat considerable. Okay. We know about that. We're going to go back to New Orleans. The warning. Is there a new warning coming? Okay, and this is the one for a tornado which is observed. They're saying it is observed. A confirmed tornado was located near Picayune, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So the other one's producing tornadoes as well. Again, McNeil, and then towards Poplarville. And I believe that's Interstate 55 that runs north and south. Eventually, if this storm holds together, could be running to the southeast of Hattiesburg. But we've got a little time to watch that. Let's go back over to our other radar source, and we'll put everything into motion for you, and then we'll get back in latest reports. I've got more images for you coming off of social media. Social media is an absolute buzz right now. Okay, everything into motion, showing the storms running quickly to the north and east. The other two tornado warnings that they had in effect for southwestern Alabama, they let those go. They do have the one severe thunderstorm warning that's north of Mobile. That's not as concerning, so we'll want to continue to monitor what's happening here. Again, east and northeast of New Orleans, but now also this other storm, which appears to be quite dangerous. I'm going to take the reflectivity off for just a moment. There's the tornado warnings, just so you guys can see them clearly and their locations. I'm going to get some more locations on the second storm in a moment. Putting that back into motion for you. Let's go back over to social media, taking a look at more images that are coming in. See. All right, here's another one from Zach out of Fox 8 in New Orleans. Zach at Fox 8. This is the New Orleans, Louisiana tornado. And let's take a look. I guess it's not going to play for us, but you can clearly see that multi-vortex structure there. Oh, play. There we go. Look at the horizontal vortice on the right side. That is a sign of a strong tornado, not just a weak one. That's a scary sight. You never like to see that, and now we're getting dark, so these storms are going to be harder to spot. You're going to be using lightning to spot most of these, and power flashes. You guys have to excuse me dealing with a pretty severe allergy situation currently. Okay, so you can find that. That's also on my Twitter. I just shared that. All right, that's now been shared. And we saw the other image. Here's what it looked like from Channel 6 WDSU from their tower cam. It's hard to miss that. All right, and here's another image. Yeah, that's arguably a wedge. That's also from the Channel 6 tower camera. Never like to see that, but that's the way it's going. Okay, let's go back over to the radar imagery, and we'll get you back over on level 2 here in just a moment. I want to thank you guys again for helping get the word out that we're on here. Tornado warning, active tornado warning, remains in effect for northeastern Louisiana. A secondary warning for a storm that's now exiting Louisiana, moving into the boot heel of Mississippi, heading in the general direction of Hattiesburg. I'm going to get level 2 information on that here in just a moment. And thanks so much for helping us get the word out that we're on here. Keep the likes, shares coming. It's been a long day. We tracked for a couple of hours earlier. Most of the storms were in kind of remote places, so we didn't pay full. So we ended up letting that feed go. And then once these storms started getting closer to New Orleans, we decided to get back on, knowing that the threat was growing for a very highly populated area. So let's go back over to level 2 now and take a look at the latest. I do notice that got a pretty good little crowd coming onto the YouTube channel. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for getting the word out. Okay. So let's go back first to the New Orleans storm. It's still spinning. Although not getting good, unfortunately, not getting good velocity data at the moment. Let me try that again and see if this will fix it. No, having a little bit of a velocity issue. You can see a couplet though. It's very from just standard base velocity. There's a couplet. It's right here. If you can see my mouse. So that's the couplet. Let's look above the couplet. I'm going to mark it, place a marker. We're going to look at CC. And I don't see a clear-cut debris signature with this, so that's good. Maybe it's not on the ground at this point. We don't have confirmation that it is or that it is not. But what we'll do is we'll continue to monitor. This is moving into Slidell. They have not extended the warning north, which tells me the Weather Service is thinking it has lifted. They haven't said that. But I'm going to read between the lines here. Oh, wait. They did just issue a new tornado warning. Okay. Tornado warning. Radar indicated. See if that'll pop up out here. Or okay, so that's for St. Tammany and Hancock and Pearl. So that's going to be for the storm to the north. There's a new warning on that to see if I got any velocity data that can support. I'm going to go back over to SRV. Okay, good. We've got a good signature on SRV. That's storm relative velocity. There's the new warning. There's the new warning. It just popped up. Okay, so they're going to warn that whole storm. Slidell, I hope you heard me because this thing's coming right at you. Slidell, Louisiana. That storm is going to be coming very close to you. I think on the east side of Slidell. And I'll continue to monitor for other images that are coming off social media. Thanks for being on, by the way. I've got Caitlin on. I've got Gaming 4356. We've got Moonshine Fuel. Michelle, Slidell, yes. Take shelter now. Popularville, yes. Take shelter now. Thank you for helping me get the word out. We appreciate you guys being on. Okay, so I'm going to put this into motion. All of these storms are spinning and spinning pretty hard. You see all the warnings that have been coming out, one after the other. The latest one just it's sizable, but it does include Slidell, Eden Island. I'm gonna get new geographical information for you up as well, taking advantage of the new feature that the new feature that Google is using. Earlier that was very helpful for New Orleans, but what they're saying is that it was obviously on the ground. It was obviously sizable as it was making its way through the New Orleans, Louisiana area. I'm sure we're going to see lots of damage reports coming in. But the new threat, that same storm, let's see if it's regenerating. It looked like the rotation had broadened. It's not as distinct as it was. We don't have a tight couplet, but it does look like there's lots of rotation in the storm. And we know that there's lots of juice in the atmosphere down here. A ton of wind dynamics, so it won't take much at all for this thing to spin back up. It's still in a populated area. So again, we're going to continue to monitor this very, very closely. I'll take you back over to WSV3. Take a complete look at what's happening across the region right now. We were monitoring potentially tornadic storms earlier further north in Mississippi, and then more recently across southwestern Alabama. Those have been allowed to expire in favor of just the one severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect now just north of Mobile. And otherwise, that's going to be, areas going to be impacted by this. Okay, so the new tornado warning. Google's still figuring some things out, but I can show you here the area that's actually underneath the most significant warning. So we've got the two tornado warnings. We've got one that's in red. Okay, so that's a radar indicated tornado. Then we've got the one up here that's in the flashing pink. That's observed. That means that that tornado was on the ground. I'm going to go take you back over to level 2 and see what the latest high resolution data is showing. Keep in mind, this is fairly close to a radar. I mean, very close to a radar. It's right on top of the radar. So very quality, high quality radar data, I should say. So let's come to the north, look at the other one. I don't see the couplet that was there before, or at least not nearly as strong. Let's go back a few frames. When it was observed, it was right about here. Okay, so it was observed here. And let's see if that did come with a debris signature. It did. We identified that live while it happened. And that debris signature maintained. And now it looks like it may have lifted. Not a guarantee. If you're in Popularville, you need to take cover. Having some issues with the storm relative velocity at times, but it looks like the hook feature would be located right about here near McNeil. So Popularville, it's heading in your direction. This is, by the way, this is southwestern portions or western parts of the Mississippi Panhandle. They extended the other warning clear from Slidell all the way into, again, southwestern portions of the Panhandle of Mississippi. So that's near Pearl River, Picayune maybe, moving towards you. Pearl River, Alton, Slidell. And it looks like it's tracking parallel to Interstate 59. So that's the interstate that runs north and south. So obviously a lot of people on the roads. It's spring break. So there's more people in the south right now than normal. And maybe they're unaware. Maybe they don't know where to take their shelter at. But that initial, that main mesoscale, I should say, the main storm that sparked the tornado over New Orleans, that is now very close to Slidell. It's not clear from this image if it's on the ground. We are seeing rotation. Unfortunately, my SRV is not working great. Let's check out NROT. It's showing rotation pretty strong right here. So this is going to be Eden Isle. I've got strong rotation showing up. Let's see if we've got anything on the CC. Potential debris ball. Potential. I think this thing means business, people. And we're going to need to watch this very, very carefully. They're going to go ahead and cancel the tornado warning for Orleans and St. Tammany. But it does continue, again, for many locations near Slidell to the east and north. Let's see if we have any new images that are coming in. All right, here's another video we'll share with you. This is looks like coming from amateur photographer. They're in New Orleans. Looks like they're under or inside some sort of a structure here from Chalmette, New Orleans tornado.
I'm scared. It is huge.
Apologize about the echo. We got a power flash.
It's blue.
There you go. Lightning strike nearby. Oh, I think it's lost power. It's lost power. All right, so there you go. That's the storm that just went through the east side of New Orleans. We were on just prior to that occurring, helping to get the word out that the tornado warning had been issued. And boy, am I shiny. Oh. Continue to watch that, and thank you guys for helping us get the word out that, again, some very dangerous weather has been occurring in and around New Orleans, Louisiana, and now moving into portions of the panhandle of Mississippi. Rosalie, this is just the start of spring. I have a feeling this is going to be a busy, severe weather season, especially the next 2 months. Until we get summer to kick in, I think this is going to be the norm, unfortunately. Let's hope that people got the word out. Let's hope people took their precautions. Obviously, that's a big, scary-looking tornado that was impacting portions of New Orleans. So let's hope people got out of harm's way. So 2 active tornado warnings, one near Slidell. Right now, let's go back to the latest and see if we've got any new information with velocity. We are seeing that rotation near Slidell. Still having problems with my SRV product, that storm relative velocity, so we'll stick to this one for now. I'll do my best, give you a best guess where we are seeing that rotation. Place that marker. It's very close to Slidell. And it's difficult to tell for sure if we do have debris in the air. It's not clear. I would say based on what I'm looking at, not confirmed on radar. But a dangerous storm. We saw what it just produced. We just watched those images out of New Orleans. You can find these, by the way. I'm sharing them on my Twitter. That's J Kappel. Kappel is spelled with a K. It's Kappell. J Kappel on Twitter. You'll find all the images that I've been sharing there. In the meantime, I want to continue to investigate the storms further to the north. And again, the velocity product, unfortunately, it's been a little haywire with me, so we're going to take a look at some of these other products. This is NROT, normalized rotation. Not seeing anything too frightening here. That's good. We'll go on over to WSV3, take a look at the broader perspective. It's a big storm. It's affecting a lot of different people. And so I've got that coming up here in just a couple of moments. We'll continue to watch our feeds, listening to what our friends over at the National Weather Service have to say. There are the 2 warnings, and now they have a confirmed tag. Is that right? Is that a confirmed? Okay, so I think they're confirming the one near Slidell. Let's see. 3. No, they're still saying it's radar indicated, but it looks like, according to WSV3, it's got the confirmed tag on it, which I'm a little confused as to why. Maybe they just issued that and I haven't caught it yet. So let's see. Putting this into motion here. Yeah, I don't see it confirmed on the Slidell storm right now. So there may be some sort of miscommunication. Either way, you got to be in your shelter. Obviously, these things can grow and they can hit the ground fast, very, very fast. All right, so don't take any chances with that. One more image here. This is from WDSU. That's the NBC station out of New Orleans. It appears to be a rather broad, what I would consider stovepipe tornado. But that's a sizable storm. Obviously capable of doing a lot of destruction, unfortunately, in a very populated area. Let's take a look at satellite imagery here in a moment, and we'll see who else is on the program with us right now. Thanks for being a part of this and helping to get the word out that we're on here, hopefully helping. Hopefully helping. I see Janice Briggs. I've got Jim Perry over on our that's Weather Live Facebook page. It's Weather Live Media on Facebook. We're streaming there. We're streaming through YouTube at just Jay Capel, meteorologist Jeremy Capel. Thank you for being on. Thank you for helping us get the word out. Put this back into motion. And again, a very extremely dangerous situation there that just occurred in New Orleans and now other parts of populated portions of eastern Louisiana, and now moving into the panhandle of Mississippi. Take a broader view as we promised, and you can see that shield of rain extends way north, but all the severe weather limited to the south, actually pretty close to where it was expected to occur today. Take a look at these. This is the current convective outlook by the Storm Prediction Center. And this area in orange, they placed underneath an enhanced risk of severe weather now. This all shifts to the east tomorrow. So updated look at your day 2 tomorrow. We'll have 2 areas of concern across the southeast. Broad area of slight risk from the Carolinas down through central northern portions of the Florida Panhandle, also parts of the Ohio River Valley, Indiana, and Ohio under a slight risk for the day tomorrow. But that's tomorrow's problem. This is today's. And you can see where we've got the actual warning. The pair of warnings on the northeast side of New Orleans, Louisiana. And these are all the storms back on there now. I'll take off that convective outlook. We'll put back on the watches. Let's see. And the actual warnings. All right, and loop that one more time for you. Make sure everybody has an opportunity to see that. That's the yellow counties. These are all in the watch areas, so that watch does extend a good distance. Watch goes from Birmingham all the way down to New Orleans to Mobile. So that's a tornado watch. We'll continue to monitor. Okay, taking the watch off, putting the radar data back on. And there's quite a bit of instability down here still. So these could go for a little while. Take you back over to level 2. Looks like we're still missing some of our storm relative. Nope, that's inrot. Let's go back over to storm relative then. Nope, still missing that. Okay, so regular velocity. Still showing some rotation with that storm to the east of Slidell now. And you can see the reports of tornadoes. Large tornado on the ground in New Orleans observed by National Weather Service employee and broadcast media. In New Orleans, we obviously saw pictures and video. We'll look at more pictures and video coming up. Also out towards Mandeville. Trees reported down on I-12 by National Weather Service employees. So at least at this point, the area of most concern is pretty confined. That's good. that back into motion for you. And got about 160 people on our YouTube channel right now. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and feel free to hit the notification bell. This channel designated for the worst of weather, the worst that Mother Nature has to offer. We're not going to cover every severe weather event, but we're going to try to cover the big ones. That's why it's particularly important when tornadoes enter metropolitan areas that we be on here. So by you hitting that notification bell, you will be the first to know when a major metropolitan area is impacted by a tornado or maybe another natural disaster or weather-related event. So thank you very much. Okay, Rosalie on here. Talking about her emergency kits, it looks like she's got. Good. That's always a good idea. You gotta be prepared, right? I know a lot of people have that place they want to go to during a tornado emergency, during a tornado warning. Not everybody has a basement, but maybe you have an interior hallway closet, which oftentimes can be offer excellent protection, assuming that you live in a fairly solid or sturdy built building. But that interior hallway closet may be an interior bathroom. Oftentimes the name of the game is to simply put as many walls between you and that potential threat as possible. So if a basement's not an option, get into the most interior part of your home. And you know what? Maybe you want to carry a blanket with you. Maybe I've even heard of people carrying small mattresses into bathtubs and laying down with a mattress on top of them. That's not a bad idea. A bathtub oftentimes offers additional protection, by the way. Most bathtubs or shower stalls have that fiberglass make that's built into the house, and it's anchored by plumbing. It's anchored by plumbing. So even if some of the walls around you get picked up by the tornado, sometimes it's that bathtub is the last thing to leave because it's anchored to the ground through the plumbing. Something to think about. So, all right, very good. Thank you. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Right now, the situation is we are down to one tornado warning, and we're going to follow this until it looks like it's out of the populated area and the danger subsides some. The one warning that we do have, that's the one you're looking at right here. So this one was a storm that moved through New Orleans that produced a tornado. I want to show you some more images too, coming off of Twitter right now. Now I realize not everybody has instant access to this, so I can show you this as well. New Orleans fire. All right, here we go. New Orleans fire is saying significant damage. Okay, New Orleans Fire Department requesting major EMS response following large tornado, reports of injuries and people trapped. Damage is considered significant in parts of Arabi and the lower 9th Ward. I hate to hear that, but we're not surprised. Let's take a look at some images, some of the damage coming in from New Orleans. Okay, you can see this looks like a neighborhood of some sort, a lot of debris. This is coming in from Arabi, Louisiana. You see a lot of damage, a lot of debris up in the trees. Looks like power lines are down. So these are just coming in. Let's see, we've got new video coming in here via PM News. Let's see what it looks like. Showing the damage.
Oh shit!
Oh, pardon the language. Pardon the language.
This is what this is. This 2 miles. It's not even 2 miles. It's not even 2 miles from my house.
Okay. So was that
Oh my goodness!
curious. I see water streaming. Is that a fire hydrant?
Oh my goodness!
Or is that the fire department? Okay, so we'll take we'll come back to that. Let's go back over to the radar in a moment. Let me do a quick scan, see if we have any new images that we can share with you. If you missed this one from earlier, it's worth watching again. This appears to be a multi-vortex tornado. Notice the horizontal vortice on the right-hand side of the storm, oftentimes indicative of a strong tornado, typically EF3 or higher. And if that's the case, then I would expect a lot more damage. So we'll be watching as the images come in. But you can see, arguably a wedge, a multi-vortex wedge, very destructive. And it moved very quickly, about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Unfortunately, you need some advance notice to be safe when something like this is coming your way. I hope they got enough notice. I know from the time that we got the warning to the time we were on was within 3 or 4 minutes. And then it seemed like from the time we were on, within 5 or 10 minutes, it was into the heart of eastern New Orleans. And that's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time. Would have liked to have been able to share more or to get the warning out further in advance, but that just was not a lot of time. So we'll see how it does. Okay, I continue to scan my feeds here. I'm going to check back in with the National Weather Service in just a moment. This is what it looks like from a satellite perspective. So the enhanced infrared satellite showing you just explosion of thunderstorms. And something that's interesting to note from a vantage point like this is that you can actually see the individual supercell thunderstorms that are embedded. See, right there's one. Whoop, let's fix that. We'll go back to the latest frame. But you can actually see the individual storms as they blow up. That's where you see the puffs of orange and red. That's when those higher thunderstorm tops reaches the top and they begin to oscillate up near the jet stream level. But it's a very dynamic storm. You can see the much drier air rushing in behind this system. So this is just along and ahead of a pretty powerful cold front. And so we're experiencing that clash of the seasons right now. Air temperature before these storms blew through was about 75 degrees in New Orleans. They're going to drop big time tonight. All right, we're seeing more evidence of tornadic circulations with that particular storm. Go back over to our primary level 2 radar. So it looks like circulation is ticking back up. Let's see if I can't get a marker on this. Compare that with CC. Possible. It's a TDS is possible here. It's not a slam dunk. I'm still having problems with the storm relative velocity. Go back over to NROT. That's normalized rotation. Yeah, that's about where I put it. Let's go back over to correlation coefficient. It's not convincing me at this point that it is on the ground, but it could be. It's heading directly towards the town of Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa. You need to be taking your precautions now. That's Santa Rosa, Mississippi. Santa Rosa, Mississippi. Let's see here, and I'm going to be checking in with the Weather Service right now. And let's see what they have to say out of New Orleans. It says that they do continue the tornado warning for St. Tammy and Hancock and Pearl River until 8:30 Central Time, about another 10 minutes or so. And it said at 8:13, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Pearl River or near Slidell, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Tornado warning for Jefferson County has been allowed to expire. Okay, Lacombe Fire Department has received many calls related to weather, trees down, power down. I think it's going to be probably till tomorrow before we realize the scope of the damage down here. Let's hope that the casualties are at a minimum. But again, it looks like a pretty nasty blow to New Orleans, Louisiana tonight. I'm very sad to say that. All right, looking for new images coming in as we speak. Also want to broaden our perspective here. You can see the tornado warnings from earlier across southwestern Alabama. Those have been allowed to expire. The atmosphere seems to be stabilizing a little bit there. So that's good. I think we are just looking at a fairly narrow window here where still these storms are in some pretty populated areas. Hopefully we can get through this and go smoothly into the overnight period where, with the loss of instability, all else being equal, it shouldn't be as rambunctious, but certainly we've had our hands full so far today. Looking at new images coming in. Get this out. Excuse me. Got a serious allergy problem right now. Anybody else dealing with allergies? Oh, I'm up in the Ohio Valley, and oh, it's just unrelenting here the last week or two. It's mulberry, maple, and I think elm. But my body says no. All right, so more significant damage. Let's take a look at these pictures coming in. This is from the lower 9th Ward. Let me get you on over to our other source here. Here you go. And obviously, that's a populated area. It looks like the traffic lights were ripped down. Power lines down. Lower 9th Ward. Significant damage to structures here. Automobiles. Yeah, cars flipped upside down. It looks like you got roofs that have heavily damaged or ripped off completely here. Let's see what this one is.
Oh, that was a church.
Okay, so church was hit. What is that? Got a name on it? It's a Friscoville. I think that's what that said. A lot of damage in New Orleans tonight. No doubt, many search and rescues going on right now. Heavy duty damage to that structure. Oh, it looks like we got a partial collapse. Structure collapse. That's not good. Okay, that's out. Let's see what the latest on the radar is showing us. I got a report coming in from fire department out of St. Tammany. It says Highway 36 and Highway 1088 is impassable due to trees and debris. Fire dispatches en route. All right, they're going to go ahead and issue another tornado warning. Let's get the information on this. Wait, nope. Still same warning. That's my eyes are doing tricks on me. Let's see if I got storm relative velocity back. I do not. How about NROT data? Let's normalize rotation. Yeah, it's not as strong as it was. That's good. So the weakening trend, I think for now at least, is continuing. I want to thank our friends over on YouTube for being on. Keep the likes and shares coming, please. And if you are new to the channel, we'd love for you to come back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if anything. This channel is dedicated to high-end severe weather events as they are happening. So it needs to be real time, it needs to be live, and that's why we do what we do. Okay. So I'm going to continue to look at new images coming in. Looks like we got a new one now coming in from PM Breaking News. Let's check it out. All right, looks like another picture of that wedge tornado. I think we looked at this one a little while earlier. Yeah. Sure did. All right, see what this one looks like. This is a new image to me.
That's a huge tornado. Is it coming here?
Yeah, that looks like a wedge from that perspective. Where are we at?
That's a tornado over there.
Well, I'd say. All right, we'll go ahead and share that as well. We'll go back over to radar. All right, let's see what we've got and how are we doing at this point. They're holding on to the one tornado warning, but it's not looking. They're going to keep it in effect until 8:30, about another 2 minutes. The fact that they haven't issued downwind yet suggests to me that they may either go severe or they may just let it go. So we are trending in the right direction here. I'm happy to say that. All right, let's see. All right, who do we have on the program? Do we have any questions? Thanks for being on. Appreciate you guys stopping by tonight in pretty nasty weather occurring across portions of the South right now. Been a long day. Storms started going severe early afternoon. I had tornado warnings starting at around 12:30, 1 o'clock today. They went on and off throughout the afternoon. We covered, myself and meteorologist Rich Lupia covered for a couple of hours earlier, but as things looked like they were diminishing, they weren't impacting metropolitan areas. We decided to take a dinner break and, of course, we'll sit down and see these storms approaching New Orleans. So we jump on as quickly as we can about the time that Weather Service decided to go ahead and issue warnings for them. And wouldn't you know it, one of those tornadoes ends up being the real deal. What appears to be a strong tornado, possibly EF3, I would say, possibly EF3, with a multi-vortex structure. From many angles, it looked like a wedge. At times, it could be described as a wedge, which basically means that the base is as wide as the height of the tornado. It's a basic description of a wedge tornado. But you don't see those every day. You don't like to see that, but that was unfortunately the reality today. We do know we have injuries. We know we have people trapped. We know that there are search and rescue operations that are underway right now. If you want to see, this is an image shared over by fellow broadcast meteorologist Brad Panovich out of Charlotte, North Carolina, showing you where that rotation was. So if you're familiar with New Orleans, you see New Orleans, that's where the French Quarter is at, and you can see the rotation on the east side of town. It's really those areas in red. in white that I would expect that thing was on the ground and doing damage. To give you kind of a broader perspective, so it went again just east of the French Quarter, crossed over the Mississippi River, and then worked its way right up that Interstate 55 corridor. So that's where, again, it looks like the majority of the damage occurred. Again, pretty populated area. So that's never good. That's never a good combination when you have that. Let's see if we've got anything new coming in from the National Weather Service. Sounds like they're chiming in at this hour. They're going to go ahead and cancel the flash flood warning for Jefferson, Orleans, and St. Bernard. The tornado warning has been lifted. That's the tornado warning that was now into southwestern portions of the panhandle of Mississippi. It has been lifted. That's what we're looking at here. So all warnings have been canceled at this point. That's good. Unfortunately, damage done. And I mean that literally. Unfortunately, damage is done in the city of New Orleans tonight. Continue to check back in with their weather service friends, looking for any new images coming in. What appears to be a large destructive tornado on the ground for a while across the eastern portions of Louisiana or New Orleans. Extensive damage has been reported. We'll take another look of some of the images that came in from this. And yeah, I mean, very unfortunate that it hit where it did and when it did. Okay, so I'm loading these images now. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with that. That's Slidell on YouTube. Nobody will truly know the damage until tomorrow. Yeah, until we get daylight on this thing, it's going to be very difficult to tell just how widespread this damage is. But we know that it hit a very highly populated part of town. Rosalie, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, the Florida Panhandle is going to have to watch as we head towards midnight in the early hours tonight. It's possible you could have a brief touchdown, but we are slowly losing the instability factor, so I don't think it's going to be as bad. Certainly not as bad, but if you live in Pensacola, Fort Walton, Destin, just kind of pay attention as these storms get a little closer to you tonight. Okay? Rosalie says, Ryan Hall is overrated. Yeah, I was watching him earlier. He's got all the gadgets. I got to give him credit, man. What they put together with that outfit. They got a lot of toys. You can do a lot of things with that much money behind you. But I think he does a pretty good job overall. But I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, it's it's kind of the Wild West of severe storm forecasting now, because more and more people are going away from TV and they're jumping on this. They're jumping on YouTube. Some people jumping on Facebook Live. Some people, jumping on Getter Live. Maybe, I don't know. I made that one up. I'm on Getter, by the way. I don't know how many people are going to that for weather though. It could be though. Certainly YouTube does very well when it comes to these type of weather events. They have for a while. I started doing this 3 years ago, and was able to catch quite a few high-impact storms, including the Dayton tornado from 2019. If you guys remember that one, that was a powerful, powerful event. Caught that right as the tornado emergency occurred. There's an image from earlier we shared. This is out of Channel 6, WDSU, the NBC affiliate, and look at that. It's a very large, what I would consider stovepipe. Not quite a wedge because the base is not truly taller than the storm, or it's not. The base is not the base is this way. It's not quite the length of the height. So that would, to me, would be a stovepipe, but close to a wedge. Okay, we showed this. It's probably worth one more look. That appears to be a multi-vortex, potentially wedge there. But this is when you know it's a powerful storm, when it's got the multiple vortices that are rotating around the central column of rapidly rotating air. Typically that's reserved for at least EF3, so while we won't find out until sometime tomorrow likely what the rating is, I'm going to give it a preliminary EF3, and that's not good. Those are very destructive and unfortunately have the capability of killing a lot of people. Hopefully not. We have not got a confirmed fatality yet, but maybe just a matter of time. Let's hope not. Let's cross our fingers, say our prayers. Okay, there's a look at that same storm. Looks like maybe from a subdivision. That's a scary sight anytime you see that. But you can rest easy if you're filming from your home and you're watching the storm move horizontally across the screen. That means it's not moving towards you. But it may, of course, be bad news for your neighbors. But it's never good when you're looking at the storm and it doesn't appear to be moving, or if it's gradually getting bigger. That means it's moving right at you. So, anyway, there you have it. Take maybe a few more comments. Final look at the radar. We'll wrap this one up. So let's see. Got just a few people hanging out on Facebook this hour. Janice wants to know, how are the allergies? Well, Janice, I got to be honest, I don't think they've improved much since Friday. But thank you for asking. Where did you land tonight, by the way, Janice? Did you make your way to Cleveland? Where are you staying the night at tonight? And it's been a good visit with you. Very happy to have one of our dear friends from New York down this past weekend. She just left earlier today. And hello to James and to Scott and to Joey. Thanks for being in. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We appreciate you all. Over on the YouTube channel, got about 200. You guys have done well. 200, probably worthy of a little bit of cowbell action. Thank you for being on. Thank you for helping us get the word out tonight. I've got Maisie, I've got Knowles, Rosalie, Citaddle, Two Threefold, Blex, and Berlinda, Kevin, and Darwin. Thanks for being on. Okay, moving towards the Florida Panhandle. Could have some rough weather tonight. Central and northern Florida tomorrow. Central Florida Panhandle, northern Florida tomorrow. Georgia and the Carolinas tomorrow. That's where we're going to be watching. Thank you, Rosalie. Appreciate that. So, all right. Well, I'm going to watch this just a little while longer. Really appreciate having you guys on. Again, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way you guys are aware anytime we're on covering major severe weather events across the eastern United States of America. That's our primary focus. We major in tornadoes with secondary majors in hurricanes, massive flooding, and winter storms. So with that, we'll do a final check of our level 2 radar, and then we'll wrap this one up. Again, thanks for helping to spread the word that we were on here. You just never know when you, by hitting the share button, could get in front of someone and could actually save their life. That's the beauty of social media. You share once, and then that gets shared again. People that aren't even in your circle find out about the weather that you essentially are helping cover. It's by you sharing, they get covered. It's actually much more effective than the old days, when you're watching TV and your local TV meteorologist is on there telling you where the warning is, get to your shelter, and maybe you had a cell phone at the time or a landline downstairs and you call a loved one, someone down the street, say, hey, we got a tornado coming. You can only contact like 1 or 2 people at a time. But this way, you can contact hundreds. maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands based on your share. So important. All right, there you go, guys. Appreciate that. We're doing a final check of our level 2 to see if indeed it is safe for us to go ahead and let this one go. I think it is. It's moving out of the metropolitan areas. The storms are no longer warned. They still have some rotation with them. I'm not terribly concerned at this point. We'll go ahead and loop this one more time. Even the warnings across southwestern Alabama, they have lifted. So as of this time, there are no warnings at all. Everything seems to be moving in the right direction. And because of that, we're going to go ahead and let this one go. Thank you very much for being on. Come back next time. I'll watch the situation tomorrow. We do have a slight risk across much of the southeastern United States tomorrow, parts of the Ohio River Valley. If conditions warrant, we'll provide additional updates at that time. But thanks for being on. Be sure to find me on my other social medias. That's Jeremy Capel. Capel, by the way, is spelled with a K. We'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe, stay blessed.